It is the last day of Fashion Week here in New York City, and one of the most fascinating storylines from the runways this year involves a new crop of models with the kinds of faces and bodies that almost certainly would not have made the cut in years past. As ABC's Deborah Roberts found out, both their looks and their personal stories are extraordinary.
It's one of the hottest tickets of the year. New York's Fashion Week, A-list celebs, iconic designers, the hippest tastemakers, and this year a head-turning new crop of models revolutionizing the runway, embracing imperfections with pride. Winnie Harlow's one of them. She's the newest face of both Diesel and Desigual, despite her prominent vitiligo, the skin disease Michael Jackson said he had.
What was it like seeing your picture all plastered across the store?
The last time I drove by, I think there was maybe 2 pictures of me, so I was kind of expecting that, but yeah, plastered is a better word this time.
Just last year, Winnie was unknown until her Instagram caught the eye of Tyra Banks.
I found you.
Really?
I saw you on social media.
Who cast her on America's Next Top Model.
Tyra Banks kind of put you on the map.
Yeah.
What did she teach you?
She's my inspiration for, being an entrepreneur, not just a model. She has created so much for herself outside of just modeling.
Today, we're with fashion's new darling at the Desigual show, getting final touches on hair and makeup.
Of course, I'm a little bit nervous, but, comes with the territory.
And what are your hopes for today?
Just to kill it. Not to trip, but to kill it. Knock on wood. Yeah.
And when her moment arrives, she's triumphant. Looking on from the front row, actress Katie Holmes and model Adriana Lima. Her strut may look smooth, but Winnie's road to success was anything but.
So you were bullied?
Mm-hmm, very much so.
How much so? How did the kids treat you?
They would call me names like cow, zebra. There was a few physical altercations. As I got older and started accepting myself and loving all my flaws, I was just like, I can do this. What do you mean?
What gave you the courage to actually start to accept yourself and love your flaws?
It started probably when I dropped out of high school. That allowed me time to focus on my own opinions of myself.
The rise of the so-called flawed model is a major turn from the era of classic beauties like Christy, Cindy, or Naomi.
10 years ago, models like that would not have been on the runway because our definition of beauty was much narrower. There are models who are at the top of the industry who have, sort of a quirky look. Cara Delevingne, who's got these heavy eyebrows. I think there's room being made for women and for men who designers feel have an it factor that makes them compelling on the runway.
Is the fashion world having a moment of honesty? The FTL Moda Show featured beautiful models in wheelchairs and a male amputee to walk the runway. At the Carrie Hammer Show, actress Jamie Brewer made history as the first person with Down syndrome to hit the catwalk.
It changes yourself and it also changes the world.
I think for designers who are always trying to push the edges of their creativity, I think they're always searching for something that is different and something that will surprise us. We should celebrate the moment, but not necessarily assume that the moment is going to lead to a new era.
I'm excited. It's going to be a very interesting show.
Across town, we find 23-year-old Shawn Ross, a rising star in the fashion world who's modeled for the biggest names. He happens to be albino.
I know that there are going to be people out there who are going to make fun of me. There are going to be people out there who are not going to see this vision eye to eye the way I do, but I do know that I have everything that it takes to make people see things differently.
It's that confidence that's propelled him to career highs, like collaborating with Beyonce.
I remember the first thing she said to me, she said, "You are so beautiful." And when she said that, I was just like, whoa. Like Beyonce, I'm like, Beyonce said that, no one can tell me anything. I don't care what the hell you say right now. Beyonce just told me I'm beautiful.
Shawn played a memorable role in her video for Pretty Hurts, depicting a brutal beauty director.
She was filming Pretty Hurts. It was a secret project, and she knew that I knew a lot of girls, and she wanted me to cast us. And I made a joke to her, and I was like, I'm only casting girls if I could be in it. She said, sure, whatever, I don't care.
How tall are you?
6 feet.
6 feet?
Yeah.
I want a picture of him too.
Today, he invited us to watch him cast for the upcoming Echevarria show, The designer entrusted Shawn with selecting the models.
Stop, go back, a little bit faster, you take longer steps.
So are you looking at these folks differently than a lot of other casting directors might?
Definitely. I'm looking at people for a lot of different reasons. I mean, I try to look as deep inside of them as I possibly can. I try to look in, where do you come from? What is your background like?
These hopefuls are all walk-ins, street casting.
It says something about the designer, that they're more connected to the street, to the energy of the times, that they're not cut off from the rest of the world.
Shawn wants his art to extend beyond the runway.
Here is my art exhibition on a collaboration called Visible Man. My favorite part in this piece is my eyeball. You can see so far into it.
Earlier this fall, artist Jerome Lejarie debuted a gallery featuring these life-sized portraits of Shawn.
A lot of these pieces, looking at them, it's kind of crazy.
It's a full circle moment for him.
I felt like everything in my life, whether it was good or bad, especially more so now than ever, it's definitely the perfect design. Everything is happening for a reason.
Under Lincoln Center's iconic big tent, it's minutes before showtime.
I feel like this is gonna go so wrong.
His moment has arrived. Later, his success sinks in.
It was cool just to be there, and I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm just delirious.
After her show-stopping walk, Winnie's also on cloud nine. The hip-hop star Drake even popping backstage to congratulate her.
Drake is a friend of mine now. We're both, fellow Canadians, so it kind of just clicked. We're like, brother and sister almost.
Those early days of rejection, a distant memory now. Winnie's biggest concern, her upcoming shoot in Milan.
It's like, whoa, what happened to my life? But I think I just take it all in stride, and then it doesn't seem like this huge ordeal, but when I look back on it, it's pretty huge.
Pretty huge indeed. For Nightline, I'm Deborah Roberts in New York.